Right, she is half Welsh and she is half Greek. And for young Liza Minnelli was starring in a Broadway musical telling Tori Amos's life story. According to one newspaper interviewer, it might sound like this. So that is Marina and the Diamonds, and she is on the BBC Sound of 2010 list. The BBC put together a list of the best new music, the stuff we will all be listening to this time next year, apparently. We've been running through the top 5 on this list this week, and tomorrow we will speak to the winners. Today, we have hit the very respectable number 2. Marina Diamandis is here in the studio. Hello.
Hello.
So who are the Diamonds then?
The Diamonds are the fans.
Simple as that?
Yeah, Diamandis is diamond in Greek, so that's where it's from.
Ah, right. So how much time have you spent growing up in Greece and how much in this country?
Well, I used to go back and forth every year, but probably about 5 years living there, and then the rest of the time was in Wales, in South Wales.
And you have tried loads of different things, haven't you? You've done various different jobs. You've auditioned for various girl bands and all the rest of it. So how have you come to writing your own songs? What has been the progression? Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, I mean, partly what the next single, Hollywood, was about was starting out with a very different idea of what I wanted to be. And in the beginning, it was very much, I thought that I really wanted to be famous, but I didn't really know why, and this was before I'd even started songwriting. So I came to London when I was 18 and did loads of auditions, ridiculous things like auditioning for a boy band and dressing up as a boy, just in hope of meeting anyone who would lead me to this path. And in the end, it just didn't, nothing came of it. And so 2 years later, I actually got a laptop, started writing my own songs, which I'd kind of done since I was very little. I'd written poetry anyway, and I started like that, and I was absolutely awful for a long time. But 5 years later, here I am. Yeah. So.
And you've tried several universities, haven't you?
I tried 4 different universities, 2 colleges actually, and 2 unis, and each time I just dropped out. I don't think I was very stable at that time. And
so if I was really a potential boss, I'd be worrying about your commitment. Are you actually committed to songwriting?
Yes, I am. And the reason I kept quitting uni was because I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be out doing this. And uni gave me the opportunity to do this and hone my skills and become good enough to be signed, because it gave me the money, basically.
It's interesting that you're on this list, because I feel like you've been around a while. You did various festivals last year, and they went down pretty well. Glastonbury, Reading, but where else? Radio One's Big Weekend, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I did loads.
Do you feel like you've been around for a while?
Yeah, I feel ancient. I think before the last BBC poll, I had just been signed, so that was like too late to be on it. And then I didn't want to be pushed to write an album quickly, and so I took my time with it, and I'm very happy for doing so. So very pleased that I'm on this year's list.
And what kind of control do you have when it comes to your music? Obviously, remind us who you signed to?
To Warner Records,
right,
679.
Okay. So, hugely experienced, big commercial company who want to make money out of you. How do you make sure you retain control?
I think it's in my nature, actually. I'm a very OCD person, especially with recording and with the artistic vision of the project. And I think it's gone that way, and that the record label have trusted me because I was my own manager for like a year and a half. So I did my record and publishing deal on my own. And so I was reading all of these contracts, and I'm very interested in that side of it. Right. So it's coming out.
And in what other ways does your OCD nature come out?
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I think it's mainly with music and with performing. I just want to get better, and I suppose that's how it comes out.
You're also a fan of Twitter, and you've made some sort of quite outspoken comments about various contemporary artists, including Lily Allen, a comment you made about 18 months ago, which I'm sure keeps coming back to haunt you. Is that how you feel about it? You criticised her?
No, because it taught me a lesson. I think it was my blog, not Twitter. And at the time, I was totally unknown. I didn't know that anyone was reading my rubbish website, and I think The Guardian picked it up and it went from there. But I'm actually a great fan of hers, and I was talking about women generally because I felt disappointed at the time. And
about what?
And disappointed in myself, because I just didn't feel like there was any other route than going down this female pop star route, which kind of calculates that you have to tick a number of boxes to be wildly successful, and I felt very restricted by that. Because
You mean in terms of the sound of the music, or image, or having to lose weight and all that sort of stuff?
Image mainly. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, you know, with sexuality and pop music, there seems to be only one kind, and that's like the stripper pole dancer vibe. And I just thought, not that it's negative, but just like how boring, you know, there isn't.
But that's not true, is it? Clearly, I mean, you look at Florence and the Machine.
Yeah,
You look at,
and
I mean, this
that's the great
Pixie
thing
Lot,
about
who you could
last
say
year,
is the
they've
sort of pole
proven.
dancer, blonde-haired, long-legged, whatever, who's on the
Yeah.
cover of FHM or whatever, who still makes some very good music, according to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then you've got at the other end of the spectrum somebody like yourself, or Florence and the Machine, or, you know, there's a huge spectrum. You're not just because you're all women and you make music. We can't lump you all together, can we?
Yeah, well, I hope not. But I mean, I think last year's been great because it's seen the return of like the female artists, and someone like Florence is a great example of that.
Okay. So to be on this list, you feel proud?
Yes, I feel very proud.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone who voted.
165 critics, bloggers, and people who apparently know what they're talking about when it comes to music. We wish you all the best for 2010. Thank you very much for coming on the programme.
Thank you.
Marina how do I pronounce your
It's
surname?
Diamandis.
Diamandis, thank you, from Marina and the Diamonds.